this water on? Why is this water on?
Aquaman controls the water. Moses West creates water out of thin air. Join LMBLIG by donating to the Out of Thin Air Water Initiative to bring 2 Moses West water machines to Ghana.
There's Moses West. He created the water machines. Moses West rescued people from Flint, Michigan, and from Puerto Rico with fresh water out of thin air. Donate.
Yeah.
This Black Friday,
Ghana.
celebrate by coming to Africa.
I'm so cool, I went to Africa. Back at school, they would laugh at us.
Best comedy, best romance, best lead actress, Las Vegas Black Film Festival.
Went to Ghana, now I'm acting up. It's so cool to be from Africa. It's so cool to be from Africa.
Heartwarming and funny, says Inglewood today.
Tell the truth, it was cruel. That was too cool to be black.
We'll get viewers talking, says the commercial appeal.
Went to Ghana, now I'm acting. Went to Ghana, now I'm acting up.
Features a stellar ensemble cast, says the Tri-State Defender. See why audiences are raving about coming to Africa. Streaming worldwide, November 27th on Amazon, Apple TV, and Google Play.
Hey, greetings everybody. Akwaba, welcome to Living My Best Life in Ghana. Yes, hope you are feeling your best African self today. I am. It's good to be alive. It's good to be African. Happy Africa Day to you. Happy Africa Day to me. Happy Africa Day to all of us. What a great day it is to be African. We have been through a lot as a people. We coming on around. This whole time, it's been a turnaround for African people since the beginning of this year. It kicked off yet last year with the year of return, and now we are returning through the door of no return. We have reversed everything. African people, we got it going on. Okay, we got it going on. We need to recognize the power that we have because we got it going on. The whole world wants to be us. Nobody wants to give us the credit, but you know what? We don't need no validation from nobody. We know who we are. All right, we know who we are. That's what matters. So I'm just happy to have you all here today. It's a beautiful day to learn, to be open, to receive value. Once again, we as African people here at LMBLIG, we value our selves, the power that we have as African people, our connection, the community that we belong to. We value it wholeheartedly, and it must be held sacred to us. No matter what, we should hold this. Our identity, our self-worth, all of our moral compass needs to be held high within all of us. None of us should be slipping when it comes to African morality. Okay? Greetings, 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 everybody. Akwaba, and welcome to Living My Best Life in Ghana. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm still continue praise and happiness to the Creator and homage to our ancestors for everything that we are doing, making them smile and shine on us because they are proud of us and our awakening. Okay? We are woke. It's a happy, happy day. It's a happy day, H-A-P-I, like our ancestors used to say in Kemet. Okay? A happy birthday ain't come from nowhere. It came from us, okay? Everything was plagiarized and copied and taken and pasted and copy and pasted and copy and paste and cut and pasted. They took everything from African people. But we taking it back. Yes, yes, yes. I'm ready to. I'm soldiered up. I'm ready to take it back. And I love this because I know once we take it, You know, the strength of African people unified together is all that it takes. It takes for us to just unify and show up and show out. Once we just show up, we done showed out already. That's what matters. We just got to show up. We haven't showed up. We haven't let our presence be felt on the continent. The diaspora in the continental Africa have been gone too long. We were snatched away from our homeland. But you know what? We on the way back. Tens of millions of us will be coming home by next year. After 2020, hey, tens of millions. Mark my word. You want to be in that number, okay? When the Africans go touching down on the continent, okay? We happy and we ready because we know all we got to do is show up. That's 50% of the issue already. Once we show up, all we got to do next is sit at the table together. And you know they never wanted that to happen. Nobody ever wanted that to happen. They didn't want us to sit down and reason together and leave with a pocket full of telephone numbers. That's my new thing right there. Nobody wanted us to end up somewhere with a pocket full of telephone numbers. Nobody wanted that. Okay. I'm just happy, and I'm happy and glad for those that have touched down already. I'm happy for the ones that are on their way. Okay, in the next couple of days or so, next week, week after that, and the week after that. I'm happy for those that will be home by the end of the year, have marked themselves to be home and time stamped themselves in time in divine order to be home by the end of the year. I'm happy for those that anticipate on coming home at the very beginning of the year. Okay, I'm happy for those that are on their way within next year. 2021 is their year, and they done said it, they put it out there, they stamped it out into the universe, and they are excited about getting home. I'm happy for those that are anticipating in the next year or 2 or 3, you know, not too long, but those that are anticipating, the ones that's going home to visit, congratulations. You deserve a break today. You deserve to get a breath of fresh air and freedom and some peace and tranquility. Okay, I'm happy for those that are just all around happy for everybody else. And yes, I know it's unfortunate and it's a fact that some of us will not make it home to the motherland, but the rest of us will. A small few of us have to make ourselves comfortable and be African wherever we are on the planet, because we won't make it home. And it's a lot of us that we don't need to come home. Okay, a lot of us, the poison runs so deep that we can't afford for you to come home right now because we don't have the programs and the things in place to take care of you properly right now. But let us just go home and put that work in. Let us just go home and set the groundwork forward for those that need. Let us go home and do the job that we need to do to make sure that you are happy with the setup that when you come home, where you can go straight into rehab, where you can go straight into treatment, where you can go straight into a care facility that is of African, for Africans, African-centered, where African people would take care of you in a proper manner, not like Eurocentric concepts of throwing away children and throwing away elders. Not in a way of throwing away people that have had such a hard time they can't deal with life. We just don't deal with them at all. We just put them in a facility and use them as test rats. They do that because I don't do that. We don't do that. African people don't do that. That concept comes from a people that are really not people. Okay? So I'm excited that we know what our job is. Let us go home and do that job. And I'm excited that everybody wants to be a part of that, because this is what we need to be doing for ourselves. We are the ones. We are those people that we've been looking for. We are those people that we've been looking for to save us. We are our own saviors. We are our own messiahs. We are those people, and we can no longer be waiting around and begging and pleading and asking somebody to do something for us when we know they only gonna solve the problem to create another one, and they only gonna create many more problems so that we'll stay confused, disconnected, disproportionate, discriminated against, disenfranchised, depressed, oppressed, suppressed, down presser. We done with that. We done with it. Welcome, 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 Aquaba, everybody. Miss Grace is in the house. Yes, we are. We live and in pocket. What's up, everybody? Nana Maroon, Felicia Brown, and Annette Lewis. Greetings, my queens. How y'all doing today? Say 3131. And Yaya Bay. Greetings and hands up to the brothers in the house. Lunsa, Frank, Corey B. Much love, Tia. Much love to everybody. Justine is in the house. Much love to you and everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome to LMBLIG. Welcome to the people that really care. Welcome to your therapy. Welcome to your acclamation to Africa. Okay, welcome to the African Center way of doing things. Welcome to a place where people really, really care and go out of their way to make sure that we are strong, as many people as we can touch, as many people that we can give this love to and spread the love and build relationships. Welcome. You are welcome here. Thank you for all of our new subscribers. Oh, a lot of new subscribers. And please send our share our page and our channel with people. Ask them to help us reach 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month. We're only like less than 300 away from 5,000 subscribers, and I got a new look for you when we make it. So if you're excited about that, the new look, take 5 of your friends, send the link to at least 5 of them. Ask them to join LMBLIG and see how their life change and see what we can do in our 5,000 range. We always been doing something every range, every step. We value, we trust the process, but we want to make it to 5,000 subscribers by the end of this month. So we less than 300 away. Why don't you just share the love and share the live? Thank you so much. Zaire, much love to you. All right. Without any further ado, I got my pen and my paper. My teacher has showed up. Where's my book? Here it is right here. Yeah, because class is in session, and I don't want to wait. I want to make sure we get this hour worth of lesson in right quick, because I know Dr. Rashidi, who is now my god uncle, I have taken him, but he comes in, he dropped the knowledge off the top, and I'm ready for it. So without any further ado, if you don't know about him, you need to know about him. You need to get on code. All of us should be revering our great scholars and our scientists and our doctors while they are here. Let's give them flowers by showing our biggest attention, supporting any classes that he may have going on, and you'll see more about that because he does classes every end of the month, and he'll talk about that as well. Without any further ado, introducing to some and presenting to others, my uncle. Our ancestors gave us him, and we're ready to receive our lesson for today in divine order. Give it up for Dr. RUNOKO Rashidi.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I want to try something. Let me see if I can share the screen. Let me see if I can show a photo.
Yep. You should be able to.
I've never done it with StreamYard before.
It says share screen at the bottom.
I know. We'll try it one more time. No, I can't do it. Today, okay. I wanted to continue our exploration of the global African presence by looking particularly at Asia, but it would be so much better if I could show you photographs of it instead of just talking about it, but we'll have to.
Okay, if you hit that share the screen button at the bottom, if you click on it, it will show you a tab. When you click share the screen, you click on the share screen, and then it will show you at the top where the blue part is lighting up. You would click over to application window if you want to show something that's on your computer, or you go over to Chrome tab if you want to show something that's online.
Can you see that?
I see it. It's right there.
And the next one as well.
And the next one as well. So let me add it to the stream. And there it is.
Now we really are in business, I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm happy now. You know, I love to learn. I'm very slow to adapt new technology. But one of the things about this virus is caused, and I think like that for much of our history, we've had to adapt. We've had to deal with one circumstance after the other. And what this has allowed me to do is to, I mean, in a way that's is very comfortable for me, is just to show you, to sit back and narrate and show you what is, I think, my greatest asset or attribute, and that is hundreds of thousands of original photographs. For the last 10 years, what I've been doing especially is looking at the images in the museums. Let me see if I can even put this on full screen. Yeah, images in museums. And before that, and even coupled with that, going to all the major archaeological sites and tombs and temples. So now I have literally hundreds of thousands of original photographs, and I'm looking for ways to share that with the community, with the belief that knowledge is power. And as you say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. I think that some of us tend to expect very naively that the descendants of the same people who enslaved and colonized us are going to give us a true and honest perspective about our history. And that is very, very naive. Only we can effectively tell our story. That's not to say other people can't make contributions, but the bottom line is only we can tell our story. Only we can ultimately free ourselves. And knowledge of self is an important component in that struggle. And so what I decided to do a long time ago is to begin to not only study history, but to make history by looking at the global African experience. So today I want to spend a little time talking about the African presence in Asia. That is the webinar that I'm going to be doing this weekend, Friday and Saturday. And it's going to be what I always call a visual masterpiece. I hope to show you about 350 to 400 completely new and original photographs that I've taken around the world that reflects that experience. And today, I want to show you 6 or 7 of them. Now, since we are African-centered, we start in the part of Asia closest to Africa. And Asia is important to us because that's the first major landmass after Africa that we settled in. I know a lot of times people like to talk about Aboriginals and indigenous. There's really only one continent that we are indigenous to. There's only one continent that we are Aboriginal of, and that is Africa. Everywhere else we can say that we were the first people there. And those migrations continued over a period of tens of thousands of years. And not only are we African-centered, we are also, at least today, historians. And so we go back into the most ancient times, so everything makes sense. There's an African proverb that goes, if you know the beginning well, the ending will not trouble you. So we're going to look at the areas closest to Africa and then move east far away. And we'll try to look at some of the most ancient aspects of the African experience in Asia. That's what I want to do today in a short time. And then we can still have discussion and have questions and answers. This brother right here, it is a brother. It's called Antar ibn Shaddad. He is also known as Antar the Lion or Antar the Lion. He had an African mother, specifically Ethiopian, and an Arab father. And he's considered the great hero of pre-Islamic Arabia. This is a photograph that I took of him in the Medina in Damascus, Syria, about 15 years ago. I've been to Syria only one time. Now chaos has descended on that country, but I was able to go and at least do a little exploration of the African presence there. This brother, I can call him that, is also identified as the father of chivalry, a dashing knight, a poet. He led his troops into battle, and yet he wrote love poems to his wife. He is a bad, bad brother, and his name is Antari Ibn Shaddad. So that's the first one, just a few more. This one is important because, among other things in the webinar, I'm going to look at the African underpinnings of the major religions of Asia. That is Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism. Those are the three major religions that dominate Asia today. This one is in Southwest Asia again. It is from the 7th century BC. That means about 2,700 years ago. And these, to my knowledge, are the first known examples of the people that today would be called Jews. These are captives of the people called the Assyrians in Judea, in Palestine or Israel, whatever that particular area. Now look at that, what I call happy to be nappy hair. Look at that good hair. This is 2,700 years old. This is downstairs towards the basement of the British Museum in London. People tell us all the time, at least Europeans have told us, we don't have any history. But certainly we have a lot of history in their museums. And this is one of the classics. There's a whole room filled with these images right here. And these are two of my favorites. And then this one is important to us because this tells us what anthropologists in the 20th century tell us that the first people of the Arabian Peninsula look like. And here you have two examples. This is taken from a book published around 1950 by a European anthropologist, a racist anthropologist named Carlton S. Kuhn. Yes, believe it or not, Carlton S. Kuhn. I bought this in a bookstore in San Antonio, Texas, about 20 years ago, 15 years ago anyway. And you have two different types representing Black people. You have one here, more ancient, who is probably like the Batwa, the so-called pygmies of Central Africa. I believe that these are the first people to inhabit the earth. These are the most ancient human beings on the planet. I believe that. And I've had a chance to interact with different groups of them in India, in Uganda, in Cameroon, in various parts of the world. And then on the other side, the brother with the straight to wavy hair, who looks like the original people of Australia, is the second major type of Black person to move out of Africa and go into Asia tens of thousands of years ago. This is very important because a lot of people think that our history began with slavery, that the so-called African diaspora is the direct result of enslavement. And we know that this is not the case. So these two brothers are also in Southwest Asia, in the Arabian Peninsula. And then here I am with this brother in Eastern India, a city called Bhubaneswar in the state of Orissa in Eastern India. And this photograph was taken in 1999. This was my last trip to India. And this at the time was the Blackest human being I had ever seen. I stared at this brother for 15 solid minutes, could not take my eyes off him. And he's staring at me too. Now, I don't know what he was thinking about, but I'm saying, damn, that brother is some kind of Black. I wish I looked like that. India has more Black people than any single country on earth. I repeat, India has twice as many Black folk as Nigeria, 4 times as many Black people as Brazil. This allows us to begin to get a clear idea of who are Black people, who are African people. Give me a precise definition of that. What I want to do is expand the horizon. And many of these sisters and brothers have a rapidly growing African consciousness. So this is in India. And again, this brother is from what is called the Adivasis, or scheduled tribes. They represent the ancient people of India, not the people that you're going to see in a Bollywood movie. Just 3 or 4 more. This one takes us to China. And I've been able to identify Black people, African people, if you will, in at least 4 or 5 of the major dynasties in China. First, you have one called the Shang Dynasty. The Shang Dynasty is important because it's the first historical dynasty of China. And it comes to us about 1700 BC. And it lasts for hundreds of years. And you have an African element there, and at least part of it. And then you have a Black presence is what's called the Tang Dynasty, the classical age of Chinese literature and art. And then you have here a brother from the Yuan Dynasty. That's the dynasty established by the Mongols, particularly the most prominent of them, Kublai Khan, who is the grandson of Genghis Khan. And this is a tax collector. This is a Black dignitary in China 500 years ago. And then you also have what appears to be a Black presence in the Ming Dynasty. And we were talking about this with your husband 2 weeks ago. During the Ming Dynasty, you have a brother named Bodhidharma or Dao Mo, who apparently is very, very instrumental in the development of martial arts in China, the introduction of martial arts in China. So this is in China. All this I'm going to go into in this webinar, which is stretched out over 2 days. This one takes us to Thailand. I started to say Vietnam because you have similar depictions of Black people, deities, gods and goddesses in ancient Vietnam, in Thailand and Cambodia. But this is an image of the Buddha in Thailand, I believe 1300 years ago. Look at the hair and look at the lips and the nose. Now, people will say sometimes that that's not really hair. Some have argued that those are little snails that crawled up on top of his head to protect him from the sun. But even if that were the case, which I reject, what does that have to do with the nose and the lips? That is a Black man. And it would appear that the further back you go, the more images of God as a Black man and Black woman you will begin to see. This is in Thailand, and now we're in Vietnam. Another image of a Buddha, or what is called a Bodhisattva. This is a figure who has achieved a kind of a Buddha-like state of enlightenment. And this is in Vietnam, and this is 1,000 years ago. This is just a thumbnail sketch of the Black presence in Asia. This is important to us because we want our entire global history. We want to know where we are, who we are, what we have done, and what we're capable of doing. And that's what my work essentially is about. So I'm glad that we were able to share those. And now here we are again, my sister.
That was awesome. I took me some good notes too, because those dynasties are very important to prove to a lot of people that a lot of our indigenous history is stolen in many, many places, even in China, all over Asia, and all of those places that you have proven and brought out very important facts about where our presence is. Well, we made our presence felt all over the place, all over the globe. And a lot of people have been fed the lie and the poison. That's why it really depends on how much you really care for yourself to really study and learn more out of the box, because a lot of our people believe that we are minorities. They believe that we don't matter, that, you know, we only thing that's important is what is being given to us, and it's not true. We have time stamped. We have planted our feet in the soil in many places and left all the proof in these different places. And that has to be taken under consideration, because we need this in order for, this is part of our healing. This is part of our therapy as well. The more we learn and the more we hear things, especially stuff that we haven't heard before, but it's so uplifting and it's very empowering to hear these different situations and these different facts of the matter that we have. And we have been all over the place, that we are there right now. You know, it's like, and it made me think about every time I see you, I think about when you went to, I watched so many of your documentaries, so I don't even know which one it was, but when you went to some part of some European country and you found these African people and they had not seen an African person in so long and they didn't want you to leave and you cried and they cried and I was just like, that's amazing.
I think you might have made a mistake when you showed me how to show these photographs on StreamYard, because now you're never going to get rid of me. I mean, I love to be able to share these photos, and I have a lot of them. So next time I come on, I want to show something from Australia and the Pacific Islands. You're going to love it.
I know. I can't wait. That's awesome. Do anybody have any questions? I was writing down where they can go and get on the seminar as well. I was putting that information. Let me make sure I got it all right. Yeah, but this is fantastic. This blacktastic actually, because it just goes to prove, which a lot of our people just don't know. And that's why I hope that more of us as teachers and more of us as people that galvanize our people are more patient with our people, because we feel like just because it's the internet that people's supposed to know, or just because we're in the information age, everybody's supposed to know everything at the same time and should be, should be handling their business, and you shouldn't be doing this and you shouldn't be doing that. When we haven't even had a chance for anybody to just teach us without any distractions. And that's something that's very important, because a lot of our people, we are in different places. And that's like, I like to use the example about us being children in the classroom in the old days when we were young. Those teachers, they took out more time with us. They taught the lesson for the day. Whoever didn't get it, while they give us the work to do in the classroom, they would go over to them and teach them one-on-one until it was time for us to leave, to make sure that they had different teaching fashions to show us how we're supposed to retain information and how we're able to apply it to our works, to our daily works, to understand it where it stays with us, where we can grow and level up. But a lot of our teachers are not doing that, unfortunately, and it works in a bad way towards us, because people assume too many assumptions that we already know.
Well, I think that what we need to do is we need to create excitement about learning. It's one thing not to know, but a lot of our people don't care. They're not interested. So how do we light that fire? What do we do so that people want to know what we have done? And so I think that your approach and my approach, because we seem to fit together like hand in glove, represents something different. Where we show images, it's exciting, it's uplifting. It's not just about slavery. It's not just about picking cotton. And I don't want to sound condescending, but we did more than pick cotton. We were more than victims. And I think when we began to inject that in our people, our educators, our teachers, regular folk, but more than anything, our young people, and inject this excitement about wanting to know the great things we've done, well, I think the sky's the limit. I really do think that's the key. And for such a long time, really all of my adult life, I believe that images were very, very important. That pictures are, seeing is believing, and a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, some of these pictures that I have are worth tens of thousands of words, and we need to use them. They are weapons in the struggle for African empowerment and liberation. History is not everything, but it's a very, very important thing. It's just like we need an base, we need a spiritual component, we need to work on our health, but we also need to work on knowledge of self and healing our minds and developing a stronger sense of self-esteem. When you know better, you do better. So that's what I'm talking about, sisters. So you've given me an opportunity to share that, and I appreciate it. And I look forward to working with you from now on. Here's something else too. Listen to this. Very important to me. I still have a lot of juice in the tank, or at least I like to think that I do. But I also think that it's very important to empower other generations. So I want to take every opportunity that I can to share what I have while I can do it. So that's what I wanted to say today.
Well, you have done a great job, and we have some questions right now. Yaya Bay wants to know. Let me go back. From which area of the continent is or was the center of migration into the Asian territory?
Well, there seems to have been 2 points. One is from the Horn of Africa, like Somalia, and going across the Red Sea into what is now the Arabian Peninsula, and then on from there. And the other route seems to have been out of Egypt, what is today Egypt, through the Suez and into Asia that way. It's too bad I don't have a map. Now there, I mentioned India. And in India particularly, there are a group of sisters and brothers called Tamils. The Tamils don't believe they come from Africa. They are black people, but they don't believe they come from Africa. They believe that there was a landmass now underneath the Indian Ocean, submerged, that connected East Africa with South Asia, and that different groups of black folk walked back and forth. Now, I'm not going to tell them that's not the case because I'm trying to build bridges, but I would say that those are the 3 avenues that we're talking about. Now, as I say, next time I come on, I hope we can do 2 programs in December. If not, I'll combine them into one. The first one, I want to be Australia. And the second one, I want to be the South Pacific. Sisters and brothers in Australia also don't believe they come from Africa. They believe that Africans come from Australia. They're not anti-African, but they don't believe in what is called the out of Africa hypothesis or theory or none of that. They believe that everybody comes from Australia. And the reason they say that is because they say that black people or the Africans and the Melanesians have black skin like they do, and Europeans and Asians have straight hair like they do. So they believe that they are the birthplace of humanity. So I threw that a little extra in just for the next session.
Okay. And Corey B wants to know, how many years would it take to study the basics of information? I would like to start studying. Thanks.
I've been studying this since I was really 14 or 15 years old. I'm 66 now, and I know a lot, and yet I know so little. So it's a lifetime of study. You never end. Some people say, oh, I wish I had gotten this at a young age. But I would say better late than never, and that we are lifelong learners, that your work may be finished, but your education is never completed. So get started and don't stop. Don't look back. Keep on going.
Exactly. I feel like I'm learning more now that I'm in my 40s than I have learned in my whole life. And I feel like as I get older, I feel like more like a child, like I'm ready even more and more eager to learn and be more adventurous when it comes to Africa. I just feel like the sky is not even a limit now because what I have retained and what I practice in my life on a daily basis, it makes me so much open and more eager to learn our history, wherever we are. So that is true.
Well,
I don't think you can ever stop being a student.
Well, nobody believes you're in your 40s. We need some sort of documentation for that. The next time I come on, we expect some sort of written verification of that, because otherwise we're going to doubt that.
Yeah, I'll be 50 years old December the 9th.
Oh, congratulations, my sister. Happy birthday in advance. We're going to have to do something special for that.
Yes, for sure. So I got your website up, and I want to show everybody where they can go on the website and join the event that's coming up November 27th and 28th. RUNOKO Rashidi 2-day course, The African Presence in Asia, A Journey to the East. Let's see.
All a person really has to do if they want to is just go to Eventbrite and just type in RUNOKO. That's the simplest thing. Or you could go to the website, drrunoko.com. I see you also were beginning to show, and I cut you off, about my next definite trip to the motherland. It looks like things are beginning to open up a little bit. So I hope to be able to do 2, maybe 3 trips to the motherland, tours to the motherland next year. One will be Egypt, of course. That'll be August 1st. And by that time, the new Egyptian museum should be open. There's a lot of artifacts there for sure. It'll be the greatest Egyptian collection in the world. And also, there's been a lot of stuff on the internet about these coffins that are found in a place called Saqqara. And also, Saqqara is where the step pyramid is of Djoser, designed by Imhotep. And we'll be able to go into that tomb chamber for the first time. Another big trip that I have to the motherland next year will be to Rwanda, Uganda, and Burundi. And I hope to have at least one trip to West Africa. So people can always contact me at runoko@hotmail.com or just go to the website for further information. Now, next month, I hope to focus on 3 areas: Australia, the Pacific, and also I want to do a short presentation on the Moors. But January will probably be devoted to the Nile Valley, and we'll have an opportunity to share a lot of information about that.
I got my sister on here. She want to know, what about Israel before it was divided?
What about Israel? I don't know if I understand the question. When she says before it was divided, I don't know what that means.
Me neither. So that's why I asked. Dr. Rashidi, can you please recommend some books or videos to start with? Thanks.
Well, fortunately, nowadays, with so much stuff, I shouldn't say stuff, so much material on YouTube, that there's really no shortage of things that you can draw upon. If you are interested in the Nile Valley, for example, you can check out my work, Tony Browder, Ashur Kwesi, just a lot of people. Just type in Kemet, and a lot of information will come up. In terms of books, the one book that I think you can't go wrong with because it's so powerful, and that is Destruction of Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams. That book really was the book that made me want to be a historian. So it not only has a lot of information about the Nile Valley, but it looks at other parts of Africa, and then it begins to look at the ancient African diaspora. So Destruction of Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams, I always recommend. And I have a bunch of books myself. I've written and edited 22 books now. So again, if you just go to the website, drrunoko.com, you'll see a massive bibliography and how to purchase my own books as well. Any other questions? I see someone saying, when are you traveling back to Asia? And are you making Asian Black tours? The next time I go to Asia, the part of Asia that I want to visit, 2 parts really, but the one part is a priority, and that's back to Southeast Asia. I want to go back to Vietnam and Cambodia and Thailand. And the people are friendly. There's a lot to see, but mostly the artifacts, the museums, and the monuments there are really, really, really incredible. And so the last time I was there was, I think, in January 2015 or 16. I didn't have a good camera, and so I want to go back. I'm either going to go back by myself or perhaps take a small group. So again, people can always stay in touch with me either through this show or direct at runoko@hotmail.com, and I'd be happy to update you, or again, just go to the website, drrunoko.com.
Okay, I see my mic was muted. The Sister Sai said, did Africans walk all over to Africa before they were sold to America from Israel?
I think that's mostly a myth.
Yeah.
About Israel. I don't subscribe to that. Africa is the original birthplace of humanity. Of course, before Africans went anywhere else, they populated most of the continent of Africa itself. And it's not until much, much, much later that we were captured by Europeans and sold here in Babylon.
Okay, I want to go to the Eventbrite page right quick, Doctor, before you leave, to share with everybody how they can get on course. The Dr. Rashidi 2-day course, the African Presence in Asia, A Journey to the East. This is the actual seminar for this weekend.
And let me say one other thing too. We try to make these seminars or these webinars family friendly. You know, I'm a scholar, I'm a historian, but I show a lot of photographs and we try to make it family friendly. And in addition to that, we offer scholarships for young people. There is a fee to register for the class, but we don't want to turn any conscious African away. And so if you are in middle school, high school, college, university, whatever the case may be, if you just send me an email, we'll give you a free scholarship for the entire weekend. And we can do that every month. Like, we're trying to encourage people to learn. And I know especially a lot of people on the continent of Africa itself who don't have access to PayPal or Eventbrite or whatever the case may be, or don't have a lot of resources like we have here in Babylon. At least a lot of it. If you really want to participate, just send me an email and we'll hook you up.
All right. Let me see. Let's see. Any more questions? All right. So thank you, Dr. RUNOKO Rashidi. I know you are a great asset to the African community. We appreciate your fervor. We appreciate you being so strong and adamant about these works that you've been doing, and continue to do the good work. And may our ancestors, our Creator and our ancestors, look upon you and give you your strength, and so everything will be okay with you at all times.
Thank you, my sister. See you next time.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Peace. All right, everybody. That was awesome. Awesome to come in, and I hope you had your pen and paper ready. I've been waiting on it since the last 2 weeks ago to receive that energy and that information. I know that this is a time for us where we have to wear many hats and stretch ourselves in many directions, but we should not be shamed or should not slack information and growing as an African every day. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And I feel like I'm always a student, no matter how old I get. I feel like I can always learn. And that's why I'm so happy that many of our elders are taken to us over here at LMBLIG, and that they are really, really concerned or want to share and be so open with us that we can call them and email them, and they're ready and willing to give us the information that we need. And it's such a loving place to be right now. I mean, it's so many great things are coming out of the times that we are in. One, I can say we had to put our eye down on Africa. Number two, I can say we had to really analyze and look at our lives and see what is going on with us and how can we change our lives for the better. Okay. Three, I want to say we turned in a whole different direction to our inside. We want to repair ourselves. We look within ourselves. We decided that it's best for us to pay attention to what's going on with self and how can we bring ourselves up. Number four, I could say we started looking for all of the most informative ways to receive knowledge and apply it in our lives, and i.e. YouTubers, positive YouTubers, documentaries and information that's been out here for the longest. We are now studying more. We're talking more. Number five, I could say we are looking forward to an African awakening, a community redirection. Okay, we're looking to get into the pace, not the fast lane, but the African pace, and get back to our African ways and traditions and the way that we do things. And Number 6, I would say we all headed home in a big way. Many of us that never ever thought about going to Africa, many of us are doing the right thing for ourselves and preparing ourselves and our children for Africa. We are really concerned about ourselves in the state that we in Babylon or wherever we find ourselves. We know that it's a better way and there's a better place for us, and we need to get there. Okay, we know that, and it feels good for us to be in this place that we're in right now. Another thing I would say that as African people that are woke and that find themselves in a state that we want to grow. We want a community. We want unity. We are doing that. We're doing things to change ourselves, to change our minds. We want to be more about unity and togetherness. We're defuncting all of the negativity. We're killing all of that. We're killing all negative and evil stereotypes about African people, about us. We know that this is the right thing for us to do. Okay, so why not just go ahead and be who we can be ourselves, be the best version of ourselves as we are here on earth. We are spiritual warriors that came from the ancestral realm, and now we're here. We to work. We got to live our purpose so that when we meet our ancestors, our big mamas, pawpaws, great grandmothers, great grandfathers, our cousins, nieces, our people that we have left that we lost tragically, those that are in it, that we wish that were still here. When we meet them, they will be very proud of us. And we will be very proud of ourselves. Until next time, I appreciate everybody that was here. It was a beautiful day. It came in. Dr. RUNOKO Rashidi hit it and quit it. And it took care of the business. And I got my notes, and I'm happy today because I got what I came for, and I've been waiting on this. And we look forward to next month when we can do this again very, very quickly. Okay, can't get here quick enough for you. I know, sis. Okay, love y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your day, and let me go and put some work in. Peace.